two men standing outside the car and one sitting on the inside. The men were members of Camp 13, which included Enzo, who was sitting in the driver's seat. Now, as Isaac and Eddie continued to walk, one of the men standing on the outside of the car yelled out, "Where you from, homie?" And Isaac will...
There we go, Mob. Ain't nothing good coming from that. Y'all hear me, man, and y'all hear me good, bro. If you in California, LA, Sacramento, Oakland, San Francisco, anywhere in those parts, bro, and you hear, "Where you from, cuz? Where you from, blood?" If you ain't got no gun, it's time for you to skedaddle. Get the hell up out of there as fast as you can. Don't be hard. Don't be tough. Don't say, "Nah, where you from, cuz?" None of that. Look, man, if you ain't got your fire, and you don't run, that means you ready to die. YouTube! What's that word, man? What's happening? Welcome back to the second reaction channel, man. Second reaction channel squad. What they do, man. So we back with another one. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, though, man. Y'all know we going up through there, man. We up like gas prices, no cap. Shout out my dog, Munchie B, for that. You feel me? But, yo, man, we got to tap into this content, man. Y'all know, man. I think we in L.A. We back on Boys in the Hood TV. Shout out Boys in the Hood TV for the content. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with them. Make sure y'all sub them up. Get them to that 100K. Y'all know what we doing. Yeah, without further ado, man, we just gonna get into it. Y'all know, man, we react to gang banging activity over here. Y'all already know that. Somebody might die. Yeah, that's for sure. Somebody might go to jail. You feel me? But whatever it is, just know, ain't nothing personal. Always been there. Alright, man, let's get into the content, folks. For real, let me stop playing with y'all. Let's go.
Welcome to Boys in the Hood TV. Today we're going to be discussing a Camp 13 member who will go down for a double murder. In June of 2016, 18-year-old LA resident, also a known tagger, named Enzo Escalante, will make a choice to get put on to the notorious East LA gang known as Camp 13, or Crazy Ass Mexicans. Now, the original Cam gang resides in Boyle Heights,
Crazy ass
Enzo will be put on to the Southside faction. Now, at this point in time, Enzo had already had an arrest record, and in February of 2016, he had been arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, vandalism, and resisting arrest. And it was said by many people that Enzo had a very short temper. And on June 27th, at around 9 p.m., a 16-year-old Isaac Ramirez and his friend named Eddie were walking to a weed dispensary, and they had planned on getting donuts afterwards. Now, while walking, they spotted a black Nissan with two men standing outside the car and one sitting on the inside. The men were members of Camp 13, which included Enzo, who was sitting in the driver's seat. Now, as Isaac and Eddie continued to walk, one of the men standing on the outside of the car yelled out, "Where you from, homie?" And Isaac will...
There we go, Mob. Ain't nothing good coming from that. Y'all hear me, man, and y'all hear me good, bro. If you in California, LA, Sacramento, Oakland, San Francisco, anywhere in those parts, bro, and you hear, "Where you from, cuz? Where you from, blood?" If you ain't got no gun, it's time for you to skedaddle. Get the hell up out of there as fast as you can. Don't be hard. Don't be tough. Don't say, "Nah, where you from, cuz?" None of that. Look, man, if you ain't got your fire, and you don't run, that means you ready to die. I'm just giving y'all some game. I went to LA, and I thank God for grace, because nobody asked me where I was from. You feel me? But I done reacted to enough of these videos that I know. Where you from, cuz? Where you from, blood? that don't mean where you from. That mean we finna rob you, kill you, something finna happen, gang. So get the hell up out of there, ASAP. Nah, that ain't the time to be tough, gang. Hell no. That's the time to run.
I don't bang. And yet again, the man would ask him,
Wrong answer.
Sure you don't bang, fool? But Isaac would reply, I don't. And that's when the man yelled out, Cam Trece. And then he would tell Isaac to meet him over in the alley. But Isaac's best friend, Eddie, would tell him, let's just go inside the dispensary. Now, once inside, Isaac would sit down. But that's when Enzo would walk in and sit right next to Isaac and start pressing him. What you bang, fool? But yet again, Isaac would tell him that he doesn't bang, nor does he tag. But Enzo will continue to press the issue, asking him what does he bang. But eventually the store security would tell them if they didn't have any business in the store, that they needed to leave. But before Enzo would get up to walk out of the store, he would put his hand on Isaac's shoulder and tell him, I'll see you outside. Now Isaac...
Woo, it's crazy. Listen, LA, let me know this. If you from LA, get in my comment section. Get in the chat. If you ask somebody where they from, bro, and why they just can't be that? So, like, if you ask me where I'm from, and I say, man, I ain't from around here, gang. I'm from Oglethorpe. Why they gotta be? Nah, cuz, where you from? I get it though. It's gangbanging culture, man. All this man trying to do is smoke some reefer and eat him some Krispy Kreme, bro. And now he got a damn
phone would start to ring, and it was his older brother Chris who would tell him to meet him outside at the donut shop. Eventually, both Isaac and Eddie would leave the dispensary. And
who phone?
Isaac's phone would start to ring.
Oh, Isaac's phone.
He would put his hand on Isaac's shoulder and tell him, I'll see you outside. Now, Isaac's phone would start to ring, and it was his older brother, Chris, who would tell him to meet him outside at the donut shop. Eventually, both Isaac and Eddie would leave the dispensary and head over to the donut shop to meet Chris. And immediately, Isaac would tell his brother what happened between him and Enzo, who was still sitting over in a Nissan. Now, after hearing this, his brother, Chris, would immediately run towards the Nissan and run up on Enzo and got it cracking. He would...
Oh! Big bro mode really about that action though. Big bro about that life. Big bro say what? He said what? Hey man, let's go over here and see what poppin'. Now me personally, I would have called some of the homies though. I would have called some of the homies. Y'all get over here. You know what I'm saying? We at Holy Moly's Donut Shop. You know what I'm saying? Come over here. And oh boy, I think he with the crazy ass Mexican, right? He just pressed my little brother, and we finna get it cracking. Come over here right now, scrap up. Y'all know what finna happen. But see, gang let his emotions get the best of him, and he ran his ass over there. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Punched Enzo straight in his face. And immediately, Enzo aimed a gun at him and opened fire, letting off 2 shots.
I knew it.
Chris would be hit once in his chest and arm as he stumbled backwards while trying to run across the street before collapsing on the ground. After the shooting, the cab members would hop back into the car and drive off. Now, Isaac and Eddie would immediately call 911, who would arrive shortly on scene. Chris would be transferred to the nearest hospital, but sadly around 10 p.m., he would be pronounced dead from the fatal gunshot wound to the chest. Now, police would immediately begin to canvass the area, and they will retrieve surveillance footage, which would show Enzo on camera approaching Isaac inside the dispensary just moments before the shooting. A homicide detective would recognize Enzo from the surveillance footage because he had multiple run-ins with him before. Now, police would later discover that 21-year-old Chris Ramirez was not a documented gang member. Now, as the investigation continued, only weeks later, on July 6th, Enzo, along with his homie named Alex, would head over to his homie house named Cruz. Now, all three would start smoking weed and relaxing, and that's when Enzo would pull out a Glock 27 and start showing it off. Enzo would let it be known that he got the gun for protection. Fool, I'm banging, and there's a lot of fools out there that's trying to get me, Pedro. He will also let them know that he had been officially put on to Southside Camp Trece. Now, sometime later, Cruz...
He had officially been put on, which means that he called him a body, bro. Do your homework, man. You probably ain't a crazy ass Mexican, man, until you done laid somebody down, until you done stressed somebody out. That's what I'm thinking, bro. So that's why he was basically, where you from, cuz? You know what I mean? Like, Isaac and his homie, they were supposed to be like his victims, bro. But when Isaac's brother went over there to get some straighten and get it cracking, he was like, oh, it's time for me to get put on. I'm finna get put on cam. Kapow! You know what I mean? Like, this shit, man, it's crazy out here, man.
His cousin named Jeremiah Bonillo would pull up. Now, Jeremiah was a known weed man who from time to time would have his cousin Cruz sell weed for him. Now, while there, Jeremiah would pull out a jar full of weed and start weighing it on the scale. Enzo would introduce himself to Jeremiah, and they would exchange numbers, and he would let Jeremiah know that he was looking to buy maybe between $400 to $500 worth of weed. Now, as some time went on, Jeremiah would get up and leave, and at around 11 p.m., Enzo and Alex would also leave. Now, after everybody left, Cruz would get on the phone to talk to Jeremiah and let him know that he shouldn't trust Enzo because he had just saw Enzo with the gun earlier in the day. Now, at around midnight, both Enzo and Alex were at Enzo's house smoking weed and chilling. And Enzo would then decide to hit up Jeremiah about the weed. Now, he would message Jeremiah multiple times throughout the night. And at around 3 a.m., Enzo would tell Alex that he needed to borrow his bike and he'd be back. Now, Enzo would head down to the 4,000 block of Rudolph to meet up with Jeremiah. He would pull up to a nearby alley and text Jeremiah that he was nearby. Moments later, Jeremiah would pull up in his car. Now, Enzo would then...
This is the thing, man. Like, do you really think somebody who riding a bike, bro, finna give you $500 for that gas? No. He should have known something was up. Like, when he pulled up on that bike, when he pulled up, when he pulled up, right then, nigga, I would have hit the gas. Ooh, no, I don't want to say it to him. No, sir, buddy.
Approached the passenger side of the car, and both him and Jeremiah would start talking. But as Jeremiah pulled the weed out, Enzo would pull out a Glock, demanding the weed. Initially, Jeremiah told him no, but Enzo would snatch the weed anyway and then shoot Jeremiah. And after being shot, Jeremiah would put the car in gear, and he would drive forward, and Enzo would continue to shoot at him. But the car would only drive a short distance before crashing into a nearby garage. Neighbors who heard the gunshots will call 911, who would arrive on the scene to find the car still running and Jeremiah slumped over behind the wheel with one to the chest. But sadly, at around 3:30 a.m., 22-year-old Jeremiah will be pronounced dead at the scene. Now, once Enzo would arrive back home, he would tell his homie Alex that he had just shot Cruz's cousin while holding at least $200 to $300 worth of weed in his hand. Now,
man, that boy shot his homie cousin, boy.
As police began their investigation, they would speak to multiple witnesses who would tell police that they heard two men talking. Suddenly, they heard a gunshot. Now, other witnesses will also state that they heard 3 gunshots before hearing a car crash. Now, police were able to get surveillance footage from nearby homes, which would show Enzo on the bike pedaling away after the car crash. Now, as the investigation continued, days later, Enzo would go to a friend's house named Kevin Medina and tell him that he needed to get out of town because he had just been involved in a murder. Kevin would agree, and while driving, Enzo would tell Kevin that he and another homie went to buy some weed, but that his homeboy put out a gun and ended up shooting the dealer, and he then stole the weed. Now, after being dropped off, Enzo would make his way to Tijuana, Mexico to hide out. While there, he would call his ex-girlfriend up on the phone to come and visit him, and while staying there with him, Enzo would admit to her that he had murdered 2 people that summer and that he was suffering from nightmares from the murders. He would also admit to her that he had gave the murder weapon to a high-ranking member of Camp Krazy to get rid of. Now, once his ex-girlfriend got back to the States, she would tell the police what Enzo had done.
Dumbass. Bro, you don't supposed to tell nobody that, gang. You should have took that to the grave, bro. You should have took that to the grave, gang. You don't even supposed to tell the priest that, bro. You know what I mean? Straight up. Straight up.
Will also tell them that he was in Tijuana, Mexico. Now, a few months later, on January 2017, Enzo would be arrested by Tijuana police while walking down the street after running his identification through the system. Now, Enzo would be charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of a concealed firearm. Now, while awaiting trial in 2021, Enzo would find himself in trouble when a deputy told him to quit talking while walking down the hall, and in return, Enzo would punch this deputy in his face.
This video showing the 2021 fight and the internal investigation report, which determined the sheriff's department buried the case because of the potential for this incident to shed negative light on the department given its nature and its similarities to the widely publicized George Floyd use of force. 16 seconds into the struggle, the deputy who was
he for sure trying to put he trying to put his knee on his neck for sure. He trying to get it good too. Look at him.
Punched. Deputy Douglas Johnson presses his knee against.
Yeah, that's the one he punched too. Yeah, he trying to go and kill him for sure. I mean, he a killer, so hey, killer should be killed for sure.
The inmate's head and neck. 35 seconds later, the inmate is under control. His hands cuffed. Other deputies step away. But Johnson keeps his knee pressed against the inmate's head and neck area for nearly 3 more minutes.
Yeah, he's trying to kill him.
An internal report shows that inmate, Enzo Escalante, suffered only minor injuries. But the sheriff's department did not open a criminal investigation into the use of force by the deputy until late November of last year.
Oh, yeah, he resting good, too, boy.
In 2022, Enzo's trial would start. Now, during his trial, multiple witnesses would come forward for both murders of Chris Ramirez and of Jeremiah Bonilla. Text messages would reveal that 22-year-old Jeremiah Bonilla had been texting Enzo right up until the time of his death. The text messages would also reveal Enzo giving Jeremiah the exact location of the alley where he was ultimately murdered at. And with the mass amount of evidence plus witness statements, by the end of the trial, Enzo Escalante will be found guilty of second-degree murder and first-degree murder, and he will be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. I'd like to thank everybody for tapping in, and I'll see y'all next time.
Out of there, man. That's crazy, man. A lot of times, bro, people just be throwing their life away for the gang, for the set. You feel me? Because honestly, that's probably all he knew. You know what I mean? All he knew was the set, bro. That's all he knew, bro. You know what I mean? So he banging for the set because he feel like, hey, dog, if I die, I'll go to jail. And I die, I'll go to jail for my hood. I went to jail for something. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's stupid, but you know, I don't know these guys' environment. I don't understand their mindset, so it is what it is. I just feel like if I was in that, nah, gang. Hell no. If I got to kill somebody to get put on, I don't want to be put on. You ain't even finna beat me up so I can get put on. Hell no, we ain't doing that. That boy was a crazy ass Mexican for real. He lived up to the hood, but they got him a life sentence. For sure. But hey, though, Mark, let me know how y'all feel about it, though, folk, in the comment section down below, man. Don't forget to like, hype. Don't forget to sub up if you haven't. To all the returning subs, all the returning viewers, man, I love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, you feel me? But do me a big favor, man. Pray. You know what I'm saying? Pray, man. You feel what I'm saying? Pray over everything, small things, big things. You know what I'm saying? Pray over your life. You know what I'm saying? Your spouse's life, your kids' life, your mom. You like, just pray, bro. Prayer is needed, bro. You feel me? So just do it, because you might have people like Alonzo, whatever his name. You might have the crazy ass Mexicans out there, bro, just looking for a body so they can just rep the hood. So just ask God to protect you, bro, with the blood. You feel me? For sure. Mark life or no life, though. Mark will no way, though. Y'all know how we coming. OTM, we gonna get it out the mud every single day. I love y'all, but God love you more than me, so tap in with him. And I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, folks. Let's get it. Gang. You know we got the streets, nigga. We got the trap, too. I say my trap doing numbers. I just bust another jewel. Got a player around the corner, hey. I say my trap doing numbers like that 05 summer. Got a quarter pound on me, hey. The trap doing numbers.